Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to show you the demo of some of the marquee features that were introduced in dSeries 12.3 release. And the first thing that I'm going to cover is the web services orchestration feature. So as Valerie has shown, as part of this feature, we have come up with two new job types. Let me quickly show you. So on the desktop client, just let me show you the version that I'm currently using. So this is the desktop client 12.3 version. This is currently available. And as part of this, you are going to see under the application and web services palette, HTTP v2 job type, and as well as there is another job type that we have added, which is web services document literal SOAP envelope. So let me walk you through the some of the features that we have introduced as part of this HTTP v2 and SOAP envelope job types. So the first important thing is this agent group support. So we made sure that the new job types is supporting this agent group. And also, as Valerie has shown, in 12.3, we have extended the agent groups to application services, web services, and also some of the other commonly used job types. So as you can see, we have the agent group here. So you can use the load balancing as well as run on all agents. So at my end, I have created few agent groups. So as soon as you click, you are able to see the agent groups that are defined on the server. So you can start using it. And the next thing is the invocation type. So previously, only the get and put calls were supported as part of HTTP. Now you can see the post and delete calls are also supported. So as you all know, so these are some of the popular HTTP invocation types that are there. And let me show you the different options that are currently available with the post invocation type. So it supports the different media types. So let me show you the JSON. So most of the customers might already be having a JSON body using some other existing Perl commands or anything. And for them, it is very easy for them to simply either use the content from the local file option, or they can directly use it by copy pasting over here. Similarly, you can also load the content from the agent file. So if you have selected an option to save the payload response in agent machine, so you can directly load content from the agent file, and you can select the browse option there. Apart from that, you also have the import option, which is going to browse through the desktop client machine and to find out if there is any payload body that you would like to use as part of this job. And the other one is the form encoded parameters. So it provides you a tabular structure, and you can start defining the form parameters as part of your HTTP request. So here also you'll see that there is an import button. That means in case you're already having some form parameters in a file, so you can use the import button. So here also you can directly copy paste the parameters, as well as you can use a local browse. So this is going to browse through the local box, and it is going to populate the key value pairs that are provided as part of this file. And similarly, on the delete option, if you see, as you know, delete option, so we support some of the common parameters like URL and also the use cookies from job. So apart from this, let me take you through some of the other optional parameters that we have introduced. So the first thing is the header parameters. So here you will see a commonly used header parameters that you can use, and also you can type your custom header parameters and provide value. Here also we have an import option, and it works similar to browsing the local machine and taking the file as an input. And the next thing is response process option. So this is the option where you could choose to save the file when a job runs, and the response could be persisted on the agent machine. And this you can use as an input to the successive jobs. And so you have this option of process cookies. So a few of the HTTP calls would be using the cookies as an option. So for those kind of HTTP requests, you could use this option. And the most important part is how we can use the output of one job as an input of successive jobs. So as part of this, we have introduced a concept called response variables. So the response variables is nothing but they are going to show the response of some of the jobs that run, and it is going to be used in successive jobs. So here you could store the response coming from payload or the header, and also you could provide a name to this. And the secure name is going to indicate whether the response variable that you are going to define over here, it is going to have some secure data like access token details or maybe some password or access details. So in order to protect that, in order to make sure that we don't expose this variable value to any other user, so we have introduced this important option. So by default it is no. That means the value would be visible in the job details or even in the log files and otherwise. If you select the option as yes, that means we consider this as a secure variable, and we kind of encrypt the value so that no other user will be able to see the some of the secure variable values. And as you can see, we support different expressions. So you could choose to use a regular expression to extract the value from the output. So it's not that the entire output is going to get stored in the response variable. Probably you could use some regex or XPath or JSON path in order to extract some part of the output and store the response variable. And this variable you could use anywhere in the application, in the successive HTTP jobs, and also the same concept is applicable for SOAP and OLAP jobs as well. And this area, the view result area, is mostly for the application developers who could test how a typical value would look like. So this value is, this view result is mostly for the testing purpose, wherein customers can use and see like how the value is getting stored. So let me quickly show you an example. So let us say that I have a expression, and I want to see like what is the value that gets stored as part of the access token. So let us say that the access token gets generated in some form, and I want to know how this response variable value is getting stored. So you can use this evaluate all button. So this is going to give you a kind of a pop-up wherein you could paste some of the sample outputs. So probably this, you can think that when this job runs, so when it generates a particular payload response, probably I'm interested to take a particular value out of it. So in this case, let me say that my payload response would be something like this, and I'm interested to get the access token. So you could use any of these things, like you could use the regex, you can use the JSON path, and in that way you can extract the value from this access token. And like similarly, you could use another option where maybe the access token is coming as part of the payload response header. So in that case, probably also you will have a similar option. Probably you can say access token from header, and you can say this is also secure variable, and you could say probably key value pair. So I'm interested in the first key. So once you select it and evaluate it, now you see that you have a payload response text area and also the header response text area. So you could copy paste what are the probable sample outputs that are getting generated from your HTTP calls, and you could use this option in order to extract the values that you're interested in. The other options are like the authentication. So in case your HTTP request use authentication order like basic, NTLM, and the digest. So the different combinations, you can use it here, and you can define users that can be passed as part of the job. Similarly, if you have any proxy host and port, you could have it at the global level, that by defining it the agent parameter txt. In case you want to override specific to a job, you can use this option to override it. And another important feature is the retry items. So there are different options here. First option is the failure retry count. So now the agent is going to automatically resubmit a job when it encounters that particular job has failed, and that you could define like how many number of times you want to retry and with what interval. Apart from that, you can also define a retry even at the connection level. So the connection retry would indicate that the job, the URL that we have provided in the job is no more accessible, and probably retry after some 5 times or 6 times, I think it gets available, then you could connect to it and you can start executing the job. So this way, we are making sure that there is very less manual effort from the customers, and everything will be taken care by this jobs only. And similarly, we have connection timeout, which indicates that how much time that we have to wait for the HTTP servers to respond. So based on that, you could define it. And success criteria, so there is header side and also the payload side, where you could define what is your success criteria. So there are 2 options. One is the success criteria and the other one is exit codes. So here again, you can see that from the headers, you could use the regex in order to define that if my response header contains a particular string, then only I consider this job as a complete job. Otherwise, I consider this as a failed job. Similarly, on the payloads, you could use the, again, regex, XPath, and JSON path, and you could define, like in case of an XPath, you could say that maybe some book, some author, if at all it's having a value called Jack. So that's like the success criteria to me. And this is going to apply on the output of these jobs run, whatever payload gets generated, and it is then going to determine whether it is a success or not. And on a similar note, we have exit codes. So exit codes also, you could define a range, and you could define whether my job is success or failure based on the exit code. So these are the new options that we have provided as part of the HTTP v2 job type. And also similarly, the SOAP also has similar options that are exposed. So I'll just quickly show you the SOAP as well. So yeah, this is the SOAP envelope option. Most of the options, we made sure that whatever the existing document literal job type had, it is also being part of this new job type. Apart from the web services orchestration features that you added, so you would be seeing some of the options like security options, and also the proxy information and the exit code option. So these are part of the previous job. So even these are part of the new job type. Apart from that, one of the important enhancement that the team has done is on the browse WSDL feature. So let me quickly show you what it is. So yeah, let me make use of the SOAP web services of dSeries itself as an example. So I'm pointing to the WSDL of dSeries. service, and I could probably use the trigger add event. So in the previous job, the next option was not available after this page. So it used to directly populate the option, and user need to manually enter the parameters that are needed for this operation. But in this latest new job type, you will see that the desktop client will be able to parse the WSDL file, and it will automatically generate this input parameters that user needs to give, and it will also mention like what is the parameter name, what is the data type it is expecting, whether it is a mandatory field, an optional field, and based on that, as soon as the user enters the value and clicks on finish, it is going to pre-populate all the values as shown over here. So here also the envelope, it automatically generates this envelope based on whatever the parameters that you are given, and you could still use the import option, which is provided, and could browse through the local machine, and if you already have a SOAP XML ready with you, you could always use the import option or copy paste option. Apart from that, the other options like the response paste options, the response variable, the things are the same, provided the options are less, because for the SOAP, the envelope, we only support the payloads, and the expression types that are supported are only regular expression and XPath, and the other options are the same. Same is with authentication information. We have the proxy information, retry attempts, success criteria, and exit code. So even in success criteria, as you see, it is generating the only with respect to regex and XPath. So I have created a small app which will be connecting to the Cloud Foundry app cloud, and the use case that we have created is kind of we are going to use the HTTP v2 job type to create a login, and use that login in order to get the GUID of an app, and use this GUID to start a application and get the regular status of that application, and at the end stop this application. So from the HTTP v2, as I said, that one of the important functionality is how we could use the response variable. So in this case, I'm capturing the access token by the name token, and I am going to use this response variable name token and input it to other job types, other jobs below this. So if you see, I'm going to use that as the header parameter. Now, from the first job, I'm able to generate the access token, and I'm going to use it as an authorization value. So we have extended the global variable syntax in order to make it work with the response variable. So the percentage var, and it has a syntax wherein you have to specify the job name and what is the variable name with the context as WSO variables in this manner. So this is an indication to the server that I want you to replace the value of the response variable token from this job and replace the value over here and use it in the successful calls. And similarly, we will be using, in the second job also, we have the GUID. So we'll be using the GUID and use this expression to generate the GUID, and we would be using that GUID as part of the URL. So in this case, you'll see that we are using the GUID variable as part of this URL itself. So this response variable is supported in fields like the URL, the header parameters, and even it could be in the payload body as well. So one important thing is we just need to escape the percentage with the $sign if you are using it as part of the payload body, and the syntax is the same. So let me quickly run this and show you how this typically runs. Okay, so you see that the Cloud Foundry application, the authentication login job has run, and it has generated a payload, which is nothing but the access token, and we have used it as part of the next call. And if you go to the details, you will see that the header parameters and everything is having the value which got replaced at the runtime. And similarly, it has used it in to generate the GUID and used it as part of the URL. So if you see the URL, it has converted this, and it has the value over here, and so on. So it uses the other jobs to call the application and to rigorously get the status, and it uses the stop API to stop the application. So one important observation I would like to show you over here is as I have selected the authorization access token to be a secure variable, you are going to see the job details that the value that we have supplied as part of header parameters after the bearer is an encrypted value. So ideally, if you don't select this as a secure variable, you would be seeing the direct value of the access token. But in order to protect that, we have encrypted it. So the encrypted value would start with SVAR, which indicates that it's a secure variable, and the content is a encrypted value. Similarly, if anyone kinds of does a reset definition, so you will see that even in this, any operator who is doing a reset definition, even they will not be able to see the actual value of the access token. So that's how we are protecting this. And the same functionality you would see in the logs as well, in the server logs. So wherein we are going to mask the actual value whenever the variable is declared as a secure variable. And the other, I'll just show you the other one which runs as a non-secure variable. So here I have selected the value as non-secure. So you will see it generates the actual access token. So that's the difference between the secure variable and non-secure variable. The same is applicable for SOAP envelope job type as well. And lastly, let me show you the agent groups that I was talking about. So as you can see in this admin topology, going forward in 12.3 onwards, you are going to see the support for application services, database, web services, and so on. In this case, I have defined application services and web services, and that's the reason you are seeing these agent groups getting populated when I was defining the job. And apart from that, there's a new permission that is added, wherein you could define who all could have access to this running jobs on this agent group. So by default, the state group are going to have the agent group permission. So this is the new permission that we have introduced. And from the CLI also, you will be able to do the CRUD operations on the agent group, and all these new agent group types are supported. Thank you.